how to stop being a victim, how to stop being a complete in a complete trap in our head, in a complete victim mentality, how to actually stop that. That is the topic that we will be talking about today. Today we will be learning how to overcome this mental health struggle of victimizing ourselves, how to actually overcome that, and how to regain our confidence, how to break out of the victim mentality cycle. Today we will learn how to do that. But before we do that, allow me to just introduce myself. My name is Joe. I talk everything about spirituality and stuff like that. And I was actually hoping to make this video a little bit up the hill, but then God said no. He shined the light on me, and it's so perfect that even in a studio, in my little home studio, I cannot recreate this lighting. And so I decided to start filming right away, because the sunlight is just so amazing. You cannot imagine how beautiful and gorgeous the day became all of a sudden. Even though like 5 seconds ago it was literally raining, there are still rain clouds just few centimeters away, quote unquote, just a few kilometers or miles if you wanna. Even though they are just few miles down that way, on the sky there are just huge clouds, rainy clouds. The sun is just all of a sudden came out and shining on me. So I guess we are ready to make the video. God said we should. God said it's time to make the videos, and that's why I'm talking about it today. That's why I'm trying to tell you about how to overcome the victim mentality mindset, how to break free from the victim mentality mindset. Well, first we will do a little example. For example, let's say I'm applying for a job. Instead of me, the company actually decides to hire somebody who is a Nepo baby, somebody who is familiar with the CEO, somebody who is son of the CEO. Just give me a sec, I will introduce my co-host for those who are new here. This is Mikey, my beautiful, gorgeous little best bud, all right? Mikey, who is the best and cutest little boy? Mikey, look at the camera, dude. This is my co-host, best bud, am I right? Or you? Doesn't want to look at the camera sometimes. Am I right? Okay, that's Mikey. You're all introduced. And now back to the video. So we had an example about your job being stolen by a Nepo baby. It can be quite traumatic, You might feel like a victim, and you might feel, most importantly, you might feel like the situation is unfair, and it's a justifiable feeling. You are completely right, That's true. It is unfair if a Nepo baby, just steals your job just because they are, for example, from rich family, and so they are able to have an unpaid internship in a cosmopolitan huge city because their parents are willing to pay for the rent, and so it might feel truly unfair. This type of situation might feel completely unfair because maybe you don't have these type of opportunities. But we cannot jail ourselves in our mind. We cannot feel like a victim forever. We cannot go downhill. We cannot fall into a depression because of that. We actually need to release this unfairness that is burdening us and it is scarring our soul. We can do this through the emotion of grief. We need to grieve this opportunity. We need to grieve this unfairness. We need to try to feel fully in our heart that this just fully feel the grief and the unfairness of the situation. And we have to forgive ourselves. Sometimes we put a shame on ourselves that we are maybe not good enough, that we are not, skilled enough. But we need to release this shame. We have to completely forgive ourselves. It's not our mistake that we have been born maybe not as rich as the others, or maybe we have not been born with the same opportunities or with the same rich and famous parents. We need to release these burdens, or maybe we don't have the skills in like computers, for example, in AI, and so that's maybe why we lost the job. That's just a hypothetical example, but we need to release the shame. We have to forgive ourselves. Maybe we have other skills. We have to look at the bright side. We have to be grateful for these other skills, for these other opportunities that we have and others don't. We have to truly try to be as grateful as possible. And we have to simultaneously release this shame and this guilt from not feeling good enough. And also grieve this opportunity. We need to grieve this unfairness. And this will allow us to move on with our life, to move to the new adventure, to basically continue on our journey, to being able to climb our hills and our struggles. We need to overcome these obstacles and be able to, move on with our life. And through releasing grief, through first truly feeling the grief in our heart chakra, we are able to release it. We are able to move on with our life. We are able to continue on our path. And thus, we will also be able to regain our confidence. We'll also be able to regain our inner strength to continue to overcome these struggles and to just fight tooth and nail for our life, for the best possible outcome in our life. Trying to manifest through the highest vibrations. You'll be able to go back mentally into the highest vibrations, mentally and emotionally achieve the highest vibrations again by releasing these grief, by overcoming obstacles such as unfairness, by not falling into the trap of victim mentality, victimhood. By doing all of that, we will be able to continue on our life's journey, being able to overcome new struggles and new challenges in our life, be able to just, live life as God intended. It's not meant to be easy. If it was just easy, it would be boring. Well, actually, what I was trying to say as I was climbing the little hill is that sometimes life could be a struggle, sometimes life could be hard, sometimes there is a lot to overcome, but we cannot fall victims to the challenges that lives present us with. We need to focus on moving forward, and moving forward with strength, with a clear mental health space, with confidence. And sometimes obviously life is truly unfair, and it feels like we are just drawing the worst cards possible almost, in like an analogy. If you are drawing cards, like you might be feeling like sometimes in life you are just doing everything right, but it turned out to be just horribly wrong. We need to overcome this feeling of unfairness and this feeling of unjustifiable, bad luck. We need to overcome this victim mental states, victimhood. We need to overcome that, and we need to be able to move on with our life with strength. And we can all do that by releasing grief, releasing grief. Not grease, releasing grief, releasing unfairness. Just first we have to truly live through it. We have to feel it in our heart, and then we have to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive our inner self-being. We have to release. Through forgiving, we are releasing shame and guilt that we are carrying on, and thus we will regain confidence in ourselves. we will be able to overcome anything. Truly anything. Guys, thank you so much for watching, especially if you have been watching this far. It has been a little bit of a rambling here and there, but I hope it was coherent enough throughout so that you actually gain some inner wisdom, hopefully. Truly hoping so that you did. Also, this is important. Everybody, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that like button. Especially, guys, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to do that. Make sure to do that, guys. Make sure to also check out the video here. Check out the video there and everywhere. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.